Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, my name is Barbara. This is Christmas Eve, and this is a Christmas flow yoga class to wake us up, to get us moving, and to just give us all the power and energy we need to truly and thoroughly get the most out of the next few days. So, good morning. Why don't we start on our backs this morning? Or if it's afternoon, every time of day you're joining, and I have an audience today. My two cats are here in my room with me, so they may put in an appearance on camera. My Christmas cats. So just getting into a comfortable position on the floor to start with. Sinking into the earth, feeling the weight of our bodies on the floor. Maybe closing the eyes. Beginning to take a couple of beautiful deep breaths. Filling up the belly, filling up the back. Feeling the weight of the head on the earth, the hands, the heels, the back of the legs, everything heavy and connected. And breathing. And as we take our breaths, beginning to slow down and deepen the breath. In particular, the exhale, breathing in and really enjoying the release of the exhale. And then lengthen and deepen and slow down. Just letting our thoughts wander around as they will, noticing them as they move around from place to place, staying out of judgment, just noticing our thoughts. And maybe as we begin to notice them, we can just bring them to center, to a more still place. Maybe they're still moving around, but maybe they'll slow down a little bit with the breath. Always noticing. And while we're taking our beautiful, slower, deeper, longer breaths, letting our thoughts be our searchlights to see if there is an intention you'd like to set for today, for your Christmas days. Maybe your intention will be about surrender, about being present, about release, about love or forgiveness, whatever it is in your heart that is speaking to you in this moment that you'd like to just bring forth. And that gives some extra energy for your today's practice. And as we're noticing the breath, let's begin to move our head a little bit from side to side. Let's take that nose from one ear all the way across to the other side, using the breath. So maybe we're inhaling as the nose comes across to the middle and exhaling as it goes to the side. Maybe the reverse, just noticing that we are moving the nose with the breath. We're drawing a beautiful straight line in the air with the nose from one side, all the way across to the other, with the breath being the motor that is moving our body. And bringing our noses back to center, inviting our knees into our chest for a hug. A gorgeous love of self-compassion, rocking a little bit side to side on our lower back, sending some extra love to our kidneys, our adrenal glands, our liver, our pancreas, which is rather in the neighborhood as well. All our organs just saying good morning, hello, thank you. Sending them some extra love. Now keeping the right knee tucked in, extending the left leg long to the floor. And exploring that right hip joint a little bit by just inviting that knee to move around a bit. Just waking up that hip joint. Breathing into those spaces. Feeling the breath from the belly as we move that knee. And let's breathe the left knee in Exhale the right leg long to the floor. And again, exploring that hip joint, moving around a little bit, side to side, tucking it in, breathing deeply. Let's breathe the right knee in again. Exhale the left leg long. Now we're going to turn this into a bit of a movement here by inhaling one leg up, exhaling the opposite one down to the floor. Using the rhythm of your own breath to breathe that one knee up, exhale the other one down. Waking up those big muscles. And again, exploring here. We can move the legs side to side. We can bring them tall. We can keep them low. We can make them more of a bicycle. We can even bring the elbow up to meet the opposite knee as it comes across. Turn it into more of a bicycle. Just finding your motion, what feels really lovely as we wake up those muscles, the legs, the hips, the breath, the abdominals. Because of course, if we want to add a little more and squeeze that belly button to the spine, we're starting to wake up those abs. And the abdominals are supporting our back. As we move, breathe through this motion. So whatever you're doing, if it's a bicycle, if you still have your head on the floor, bringing your knees to your chest, anything's beautiful with just moving with the breath. Let's do about 5 more each side. 2, in my world, and 3, and 4, and 5. Now bringing those knees back in, let's bring the forehead to the knees, got a little ball going, lowering the head, sliding the legs behind the thighs. Let's do a couple of rocks, rock and rolls, and we'll meet in a boat pose. Rolling our shoulders back, inviting those lower legs to be parallel with the ceiling. And options, of course, are always options. We can release the arms, keeping that spine straight, the shoulders back. We can float them up if we wish. We can try extending the legs, finding your version of boat. I prefer this one. This is my favorite. I just feel I can keep the most control here, but whichever works best for you. We want the spine to be straight. We want the shoulders to be back. We want the neck to be relaxed. And of course, we need to keep breathing. 2 more breaths here. Now let's lower those feet to the floor. Press the palms of the hands, pressing the feet and the hands into the floor. Let's slowly let our hips float on up to a reverse tabletop. So we have some parallel action with our torsos to the ceiling. Pin upon how long your arms are, of course. Let's breathe in. Exhale, bend those elbows just a little bit. Let them go straight back. Inhaling up with straight elbows. Exhaling down, keeping the feet pressing. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Little troubles with the elbows. We're not going a long way. And last one. Let's bring those elbows. Bend the elbows. Bring the hips to the floor. And meet in a cross-legged position. Now I invite you to, whichever your normal cross is, take the other one. Mix it up a little bit. Surprise the brain get it out of its normal groove, finding some new brain grooves. Yoga's about that, actually. There's a fancy word for it. I'll look it up in my book, but basically it means that we're finding new ways to do things, and we develop new neural like grooves, and that's really good for our brain and for our nervous system. So sitting with a really straight spine, sinking our hips into the floor, lifting our hearts, lifting our crowns, getting nice and tall. Breathing out of the belly, breathing out of the back. Let's breathe our hands up now to center above our heads. And we'll exhale to one side, place a hand on the knee, the other hand behind, into our first beautiful twist of the day or of the practice, depending upon when you're joining this class, when you're signing on. Let's breathe our hands back up to center. Exhale to that other side. Into that lovely twist. Breathing into our tall spines, into our lengthened crowns. And we'll do one more each side with the breath. Breathing up to center. Exhaling to that first side. And inhaling to center. Exhaling to that second side. Back to center. Let's keep the abdominals working. So squeezing the belly button towards the spine as we sit there. Letting our fingertips float down the mat, nice and tall to the spine, breathing in. Exhale, walking those right fingertips to the side. Opening up the other palm, sinking that left hip to the earth. Over we go. Breathing, nice side stretch. Good morning. Side fascial line. Breathing back to center. Fingertips to the mat on the exhale. Breathing in. Walk the fingers, flip the palm. Over we go to the other side. Oh, that feels so good. I love these side stretches. I totally do. Breathing back to center. One more each side. Fingers to the mat. Walking them out, flipping the palm. Over we go. Maybe we get over a little further this time. We're saying good morning or hello to our elbow. We're smiling, releasing the facial muscles, sinking that left hip. And breathing up. Fingers to the mat, walking them over, flip the palm. You got it. Back to the center with our fingers. Let's warm up our hands, rub our fire sticks together, create some heat. Place them on our lower back. Let our elbows distribute behind us. Ooh, that heat feels nice, doesn't it? Let's breathe our hearts up. Let's exhale, round the spine, invite that forehead towards the floor. Inward forward fold. Inhaling up again, lifting our hearts, lifting our smiles. Exhaling to round. And one more time to inhale up. Exhale, round down. We'll stay here. We'll bring our hands in front of us on the earth, dropping our forehead down, breathing into our backs. Coming on up. Planting our feet in front of us. Soles of feet on the earth if we can. Here's my kitty cat. Is Eva getting in the game? Hi, Eva. She's never joined me before. No, now options here. We can have nice flat feet. We can get up on our toes. Whatever is available to you. Finding our version. If you have a block nearby, if you want extra support, the option is always there to tuck the block right underneath. Give it your whole weight. That gives you the flat-footed position, opens up the hips without any strain at all on the knees. So whatever version feels best for you, finding it, embracing it, sinking into it. I'm going to take the flat-footed Malasana squat because that's the one that my body seems to enjoy. Prayering the hands, placing the elbows against the knees, and breathing into our belly, into our pelvic floor, lengthening the spine. Feeling our feet on the floor, super connected. Pressing the feet into the earth. It's fun having a kitty cat in my yoga space. I love these deep breaths in the Malasana. We can really feel it in our bellies and our backs and our pelvic floor, really breathing down there. Lovely. Let's place our hands in front of us. Just shift around a little bit so we can get up on our toes. Excuse me. Pressing the hands into the earth, lowering the heels, finding our forward fold. Head dropping down, loving that stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Lowering your head, forward fold. Sinking the feet down, pressing them down. The more we press the feet, the straighter our legs go. Now the goal is not straight legs. The goal is to have our feet planted and our spine rounded, head and shoulders relaxed. So if that means your knees are really loose, that's perfect. However soft your knees want to be, that's just great. Now let's look ahead of our mat. Let's reach forward with our fingertips, flatten our back, reach for a beach ball or a moon. Sink the feet into the earth, find that grounded position with the feet and with a flat back, slowly with the breath. Raising that up. Raising it up, finding our chair. We can step back here, finding our chair, dropping our hips down. Breathing. Pelvis is down towards the earth, knees are bent. Let's breathe back up and sink into another chair on the exhale. It can be the same chair. We can go a little lower. You can take a stool. Just finding that chair. Let's breathe that back up. Find one more third chair, sinking down into it. Excuse me. Now praying our hands, taking the right elbow out towards the left knee, into the twist, one elbow up, one elbow down towards the earth. Breathing. Pardon me. Let's breathe our hands up to center. Exhale to the other side. Take the other elbow to the other knee. Into our twist. Breathe back up. And float our hands down. If you'd like to grab a drink, if you have water or tea, I have my cup of tea. I'm just going to take a little swig. Now, while we're standing, it is Christmas. Let's find a nice tree pose. We'll start by rolling our shoulders back, palms forward. Find a mountain before we find our tree. Mountain pose. A beautiful connection with the feet sinking into the earth. Let's press them down. Let's dial them out. So it's like the one foot is pressing down and dialing out clockwise. And your other foot pressing in, dialing counterclockwise. So you're inviting the hips to rotate outwards just a tiny little bit. Notice as we do so, the abdominals kick in. They're more engaged. We're zipping up our zippers. We're engaging our Mula Bandha. We're lifting our hearts, lifting our crown nice and tall. Welcome to Tadasana, our mountain pose. Beautiful, majestic mountain with a strong base and a glorious peak. Now let's take our weight over onto our right foot. Load everything up. Find those roots from the sole of the foot down into the earth, allowing the other leg to float up to find its position. Maybe it's down by the ankle, maybe below the knee, maybe above the knee and the thigh. Finding a version of tree, Christmas tree pose, we'll call it today. Arms can be up, they can be branches, they can be at Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart. Finding your tree today. And always helpful to lock your eyes onto an unmoving point in distance, a drishti point. Helps just to stabilize us a wee bit. Breathing into our tree, breathing into that stabilizing leg and those deep roots sinking into the earth. Now, if you wobbled a little bit, absolutely grab onto a wall or the back of a chair, the side of a table, whatever might be nearby, or move over towards a wall, or put me on pause, go grab a chair, whatever enables you to feel more stable. Now let's release that. Let that left hand find the left ankle. Invite the knee to come straight down. This might be enough. If we want more, we can press that back foot into the hand, reach forward into our dancer pose. Breathing. Releasing the facial muscles between the brows, around the mouth. And let's release that and shake it out. Move your legs around. Maybe you want to do some drumming on your big muscles that we're working. And we'll find the other side. We'll sink and load up that other side, the other leg. Finding those beautiful red roots from the sole of the foot down into the earth, rolling our shoulders back so we're nice and tall, taking a piece of our Tadasana, our tree pose, finding our stability in that. And our other foot, find its position of choice, preferably not right on the knee, below or above the knee, or down by the ankle, by the floor, whatever speaks to you, it feels most stable. And finding our arms. I'm going to take my Christmas tree, finding a nice point at the top, and locking our eyes onto our drishti point, our unmoving point. Noticing that we can relax our facial muscles, our jaw, mandible, our lips and our tongue, between the brow. Breathing into that stabilizing leg. Heart is lifted, so strong. Now releasing the arms so a hand can find that ankle, knee straight down the earth. This might be enough. Again, if you want more, there's always an opportunity. Pressing that hand against the the foot against the hand, reaching forward. And that bending knee just tracks straight back, right? We're not out to the side. The knee is tracking straight back like you're drawing a line on the floor with that knee as it floats backwards. Into dancer. Three more breaths. And let's release that. Shake it out, grab a drink if you like. Meet at the top of our mats. With our shoulders rolled back, our feet sinking in. Once again, finding the feeling of that Tadasana, that mountain pose, by getting really stable, sinking those feet down. Now let's breathe our hands all the way up. We'll exhale to a flat back, lowering hands to the earth, knees can be soft. Breathing into our forward fold. Relaxing the head. Breathing into the belly. Breathing into the back. Let's breathe up to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. One foot, other foot. Bend the knees, flatten the feet so the tops of the feet are on the earth. Rolling back the shoulders, planting the hands. Organizing the hands so the right under the shoulders. Organizing the hands so we're pressing into the earth, dialing them out. The right hand clockwise, the left hand counterclockwise. Let's breathe in. Let's exhale to slowly lower down. Keep the elbows tucked into the ribs. Down we go. Inhale to press up. Press down, sorry, with the hands, up with the heart. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, pressing the hands down, floating the heart upwards. Exhaling down. One more, inhaling up, pressing down, tucking the toes. Let's press all the way through the hands so the hips float backwards, landing gently on the backs of the heels, noticing the stretch through the big toes. Forehead to the earth, breathing. Breathing in the belly and the back, reaching with the fingers. Now let's breathe back on out to our tabletop. We'll flatten our feet. Shoulders over the hands. Press the hands into the earth. Dial them out. Shoulders back. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly lowering down once again. Keeping the elbows tucked into the ribs. Down the floor. Inhale to press the hands down. Lift up the heart. Exhale to lower, elbows staying tucked in. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Breathing here into our cobra. Couple of breaths. Nice and strong. Now tucking the toes. This time I'll press all the way up into a downward facing dog, inviting the heels down to the earth. Pressing them down. Don't need to get to straight legs. Maybe you will. Don't need to get heels to the floor. Maybe you will. Just inviting them there. Let's breathe in. Let's exhale the nose to the left elbow crease. Inhale, nose to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, nose left. Inhale, center. Exhale, nose right. Back to center. Now loading up the left foot with our weight, tying a string to our right heel, letting it float all the way up. Keeping the hip square. Don't let that hip rotate outwards. We don't want to lift so high and rotate the hip joint. You want to keep the hip square. Feel that burn at the top of your range. Breathing. And we're going to breathe in. We're going to exhale. Knee to nose. Squeezing belly button to spine. Inhale to reach. And squeezing. Inhale to reach. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to reach. Exhale to squeeze. Let's inhale to reach. Let's bring that knee to the right elbow. Inhale to reach. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale to reach. Exhale, knee to left wrist. Inhale to reach. Exhale, the knee to the right wrist. Let's take a breath here for a moment. Let's lower that shin to the floor. Gently here, carefully, mindfully, opening that back foot. Take our shoelace to the earth. Fingertips back on the line with the knee. Rolling back our shoulders, lifting up into proud pigeon. Pressing the shin into the earth. So we're really working into our glutes here by pressing down. We're not sinking into the joint, we're pressing down with that lower leg. Let's walk the fingertips over the right knee, look over the shoulder, take a peek. Breathing. Walking the fingertips back to center, to the left side. We're still nice and tall here with our pigeons. Fingertips back to center. Now, if this is in your practice, please be mindful here because I can't see you. If it feels safe on your hip and your knee, we can crawl forward with those fingers into full expression of pigeon. Just be very mindful of the hip and the knee. If it feels lovely, lower down carefully. If there's any pain or resistance, please just come back up out of it and stay in your proud pigeon. So carefully, mindfully, this is a beautiful pose. If it's in your wheelhouse, if it's not, please don't attempt it. Let's slowly come out of that, walking those hands back towards that bent knee, inviting the back leg to come around, bend that knee over the front bent knee, taking, I'm going to turn my back to you now, taking the right arm around that front knee. The left hand comes behind into the twist. Half lowered of the fish, nice and tall to the spine. Breathing into the rotation. Now coming out of that, unwinding, inviting the forehead down towards that front left foot. Bit of a counter pose. Coming up out of that. Now I'm going to try a fun little party trick. We've got that left foot in front of us. Let's flatten it to the floor. Use our hands on the floor to come up and over, lifting both knees off the floor, turning, twisting around, rotating, and down we go. We'll find ourselves in the exact opposite, the same twist on the other side. We can take that elbow around the knee, find that twist. Hearts are lifted, spine is long, so suddenly we're on the other side. Wasn't that fun? Little Christmas party trick. Half floor to the fish on the second side. Releasing that, inviting the forehead down towards that front foot. In that counter stretch. And now here where it comes tricky. That front leg will unwind it, bring it behind us. Just move around so we're up on our fingertips again into that proud pigeon on the other side. We're just coming into it backwards this time. Once again, pressing that lower front leg, that shin into the earth, pressing to lift up out of the hip joint. Squeezing our shoulders, lifting our hearts nice and tall. Really tall. Taking our fingertips over to the left, peeking over the left shoulder. Walking the fingertips around the front to the right side, looking over that right shoulder. Nice. Coming back to center. And again, if this is in your practice and it feels lovely, carefully, mindfully, slowly crawling with the hands forward into the full pigeon, but only and only if it feels safe in your hip joint and your knee joint. Please be mindful. If it doesn't, just come on back out of it and stay nice and tall. There's so many modifications to pigeon pose. We can do it on our backs. We can do it in a chair. So for those of you with hip issues, knee issues, this would not be a good option doing full expression of pigeon. So please, please listen to your body. Coming back out of that. Back up on our hands. Let's tuck the toes of our back foot. We're kind of doing this in a funny way today. Finding that left foot to raise up behind us. Remember that? Squaring our hips to the floor. Three-legged dog. Let's breathe in. Let's bring that knee to the right elbow. Let's breathe up. Let's bring that left knee to the left elbow. Inhale it up to extend. Breathe, exhale to the right elbow. Up. And the left. Up. And a few times knee to nose. Squeezing knee to nose. Inhaling to reach. Squeezing belly button to spine, knee to nose. Inhale to reach. And squeeze. And reach. And last time, squeeze. And reach. This time, bring that foot all the way through, plant it between the hands into our lunge. So nice. Pressing through that back big toe. Pressing that front foot into the earth straight down. Let's take our left hand in the inside of that left foot. Turn our right foot forward. Open that right arm up. Breathing. Bringing that hand back down, the inside of the foot. Turning that back foot forward again. Pressing the right hand into the earth beside that left foot. Placing the left hand on the left hip into the twist. Floating that hand upwards. Keeping that front foot, pressing straight down. Breathing. Let's bring that hand back down. Find our downward dog. Walk it out. Walk out our dog through the feet. Maybe you want to take the feet all the way through, placing the top of the foot on the mat. Now on the count of 3, we'll take that right foot forward between the hands. 1, 2, 3. Into that lunge that we had before. Nice and tall, pressing that front foot straight down, right? Now let's place the right hand to the inside of that right foot. Pivot that left back foot parallel with the short end of the mat, opening up into the turn, into the twist. Pressing that front foot downwards to float the hips up. Coming back, turning that back foot forward again. Let's place the left hand to the inside of the right foot. Plant it, press it, right hand on the right hip into the twist on the other side. Arm can float up. Pressing that front foot, always pressing it down. Noticing how we're waking up the hamstring muscles when we press that foot straight down. Lovely. Hands back to the mat. Stepping that back foot forward into a forward fold. Or we are hanging out here for a breath. Pressing the feet into the earth to slowly roll up through the spine. Slowly, beautifully coming on up. Breathing our hands up. Exhaling them to heart center. Reorganizing, feeling our feet on the floor. Shoulders back. Spine straight, hearts lifted. Let's take a giant step back now with the right foot. Turn that foot forward, facing the front. Just scooch down until you can get a nice right angle with that front knee. We're almost a right angle anyway. It's a little bit of a bigger angle at the top, but we want to have a knee over the foot. We don't want to be back here. We don't want to be overextended. We want to have the stacking of the knee joint over the ankle. Opening up our arms, palms down, finding our beautiful strong warrior 2 as we reach with the hands. Breathing and reaching. reaching into the 2021. It's going to be a fabulous year because we got this handled. We've had enough. We learned a lot in 2020. Now it's time to move on, keep growing. Let's breathe in to reach. Exhale, bend that arm, coming over the top into our side angle. Breathing. Let's breathe through to our warrior two. Exhale, drop that back hand onto that knee. Behind. Inhale through warrior two. Let's flow a little bit here. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. And inhaling. And exhaling. Back to our warrior two. Let's straighten that front leg. Reach with the front hand. Tip on over into our triangle. If you want to reach for a block, it's lovely to have it just behind that front foot as a landing point for the fist, the fingers, the hands. Helps us sometimes get a little bit straighter, a little more open. The block has 3 sides, so you can find the side that works for you. Breathing. Imagine that we're suspended between 2 panes of glass. We're looking up at that hand. We're in a single plane. Breathing. Let's bend that front knee. Find our warrior two. Bring the feet to face the front. Straighten the legs. Let's sweep our hands behind. Let them find each other. Lift our hearts as we breathe in. Exhale, lowering down. Taking our forehead towards the earth. Dropping our hands to a beautiful wide-legged forward fold. Let's breathe in. Exhale. Let's walk those hands towards our right foot. Bend that right knee into a side lunge. Now lifting those left toes skyward, rotating a bit on the hips, so on the heel, so that right hip is rotating outwards a little bit. And getting a little deeper into our side lunge. Planting that right foot back on the floor, walking the fingers, hands back through center, over to the right foot, bending the right knee. I'm sorry, I'm mirroring you. I want to say the left knee. It's my right, but I'm going to say left. So bending the left knee into the side lunge. Now those right toes, we're going to let them float skyward, rotating on that heel. Notice the hip rotating open a little bit. A little deeper side lunge here. Breathing. Flattening the foot. Coming back to center. Let's walk those hands forward. Get really big. Take up tons of space. Walk them out. Like a super wide-legged fold or a wide-legged down dog. Pressing through the hands. Pressing through the feet. Getting really big. Let's walk the hands back to the center, back to the line of the feet. Now we're going to turn that front foot, that other foot now, forward. We're going to find a warrior two on the second side. We've got our bent knee. Make our way up. Coming into it through the back door this time. Finding the placement of the knee over the ankle, over the heel. I'm just going to adjust a bit here. That back foot, the edge of it is pressing into the earth. Lifting up. Let's open up our arms. Palms down. Gaze over that middle finger. Reaching into next year. Breathing, pressing through the feet. Nice and strong, warrior two. Let's breathe in to reach. Exhale, bend that front elbow, come over into our side angle. Pressing through the feet. Let's breathe through warrior two. Exhale that back hand down along the leg. Our exalted warrior. Now we'll turn this into a flow. We'll breathe through our warrior two. Exhale to come over. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, exalted warrior. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more inhale through our warrior two into our side angle. Back to our warrior two. Straightening that front leg, reaching with the hand, tipping over into our triangle pose. We want to use that block behind that leg to land on. Opening up the torso, looking up at that top hand, breathing. Comes Eva again. She's still here. Cat yoga. Lovely. Let's release that. Come back through our warrior two. Turn our feet to face to front. Let's walk it in a little bit. Turn our heels in. So knees gonna track over the feet. Roll our shoulders back. Find some goddess arms. Nice and strong, squeezing through the shoulders, opening up the back. Let's breathe as we lift up. Breathe in. Exhale, lowering down with a bent knee. Inhaling to reach up, spider hands, starfish hands. Exhaling down, squeezing our shoulders. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Let's take a pause here. A couple breaths here in this nice strong goddess. Let's breathe in. Exhale to squeeze our arms together. Inhale, open. No, my cat's scratching my yoga mat. Inhale to, inhaling to open. We're squeezing the arms together on the exhale. And one more to open and squeeze. Let's press those forearms together. Press and press and press and press the feet into the earth. Let's inhale, lifting the elbows, straighten the legs. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And down. All right, let's shake it out. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Find a drink on the way down to the floor, on our backs. Bending our knees, bringing them in, frog. Nice. Rocking back and forth. All right, extending the left leg long. Let's keep the right knee bent. Sliding the right hand down to the outside of the right calf by the knee. Opening that right knee and hip outwards, letting that right elbow rest on the floor for support. Let's open our left hand long, the palm up. Breathing into this opening of the hip. Feeling our hips connected, our shoulders connected. Relaxing our face. Breathing. Oh, how nice. Now let's invite that knee to cross the center line. Take it gently with the left hand as we take it to the left side of the body, opening up the right arm long, palm upwards into the twist. Breathing. We're looking over that extended right hand, letting that right shoulder melt open towards the earth. Coming back to center, Bending the left leg, placing the left foot on the floor, gently placing the right foot above the bent left knee, opening that right knee outwards. Breathing in. Exhale, drawing that left knee towards the nose, just to where it feels really yummy. Finding your sweet spot. Maybe it sits a wee bit. Maybe you want to go a little deeper. Just finding where it feels really good. We can float that leg up if we wish, all the way up into a number 4. Abdominals are working here. Dropping that left foot back to the mat. Floating the right bent knee over the left bent knee, opening up our wings. Let's take our knees to the right side, our gaze to the left. Into the twist. Breathing deeply. Now breathing the knees up across the midline. Exhaling them to the left side and our gaze to the right. Back to the middle of the knees. Bring them in for a hug. Bringing the forehead to the knees. A little tiny ball. And extending the right leg long. Keeping the left one tucked in. Lowering the head. Let's do that whole thing on the other side. Float the left hand towards the left knee. Letting that left knee open outwards. Right hand opening up, palm up for support. The left knee is resting on the left hand. The left elbow's on the floor. Nice and supported. Hips are square. Shoulders are square on the mat. Now breathing that knee up across the midline. Taking it gently with the right hand, guiding it to the right side of the body, opening the left arm long, taking the gaze, that left extended hand, and that left shoulders melting open. Breathing. Coming back to center, bending the right leg, planting the right foot on the floor, the left foot gently resting on top of the bent right knee, and that left knee opening up to the outside. This might feel lovely. If you want a little more, we can breathe in. You can exhale, draw that right knee to the right nose to find the sweet spot. Find the depth that you want to go for today. That right foot can float up into your number 4. Playing with this one, just like I say, exploring and finding your sweet spot. It might be different than last time, might be different than the other side. Just listening to what's going on in your body and honoring that. Let's drop that right foot down. Float the bent left knee over the bent right knee, opening up the arms. Take the knees to the right, the gaze to the left. And one final thing, floating the knees up across the center to the left side and a gaze to the right. Oh, I love this. I love it, how my lower back feels. This seems to get into those deep little spots that we don't always find. This twist is just really a lovely one. Let's breathe back to center. And bring the feet all the way up to the ceiling. Find some toes or find the inside of the feet. Doesn't matter. We're exploring our happy baby where we draw the knees to either side of the torso. We can move around. We can bend, straighten. Let's explore this. Have fun. We can rock around. Knees and feet can be out to the side. We can draw them to the inside. We can do some bicycles. Just anything that feels lovely. Opportunity to just feel the hamstrings a little more. Find your version, find your fun. And we'll transition from this happy baby into our Shavasana. If you want to find a set of stretch or a twist on the way there, please just take whatever you need. I'm going to do one more big stretch. Same way I started my day. And moving into your Shavasana, and that can look however you want it, of course. If you want a pillow for your head or under your knees, grab a blanket, roll over onto one side, whatever feels lovely. Just taking your time, indulging it for yourself. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in to expand and invite and engage. Exhaling to release, to let go, to surrender. And as you slowly come back to the breath, bringing out the searchlights of your thoughts again, gathering up that intention that you may have set at the beginning of the class. The mind's eye, gathering it in your hands, bringing it slowly to your heart center, noticing its shimmering white light, placing it inside your heart space, your sacred heart space, to light you from within. Feeling that shimmering, beautiful energy of your intention, filling your heart space, energizing you, filling your body with love, self-love, universal love, the hope, the joy of the season, the beautiful message and hope of Christmas, filling your heart space, the shimmering, glorious, holy white light. Feeling your intention grow in you, expand, moving into your torso, into your pelvis, down through your legs, down through your arms, that shimmering energy, that white light, down to your feet, to your toes, to your wrists, your hands, your fingers, everything shimmering with beautiful white light. And finally, up your spine, through and along your neck, up to the crown of your head, your forehead, your brow, shimmering with beautiful, energetic white light. The light of love, the light of your intention, the light of peace, of hope, the message of Christmas. You are a vehicle. You are the light. Everything is possible. You're powerful. You're beautiful. You're perfect and complete. May you feel this shimmering, glorious energy, this white light, as you travel forward through the next days, through the Christmas days, spreading and sharing the love of your light, the glory of your light, your gift to those you love, to the world. It all started with your intention in your heart. Now it's ready to share with those you love and with the rest of the world. Thank you for practicing with me today. I wish you every joy, every blessing, every hope, every ounce and beautiful morsel of peace, gathering it in, sharing it outwards. Wishing you a very blessed and Merry Christmas. Namaste.